Lucas and Tom around? Oh, what festival? Oh, like catering program? Okay. Ah, okay. Yeah, it would be something like that. Okay, that's all right. That's right, we go ahead, whoever comes, doesn't matter. Oh, is it? Okay. No worries. Oh, doesn't worry me. Don't worry, that's okay. We'll go. Someone will come. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama, Hare Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama, Gopala Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana, Gopala Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana, Hare Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama, Hare Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama, Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudan, Gopal Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Oh, we've got a soundtrack today. Okay, so today we're going to read from chapter 4, text number 11 of Bhagavad-gita. So if you want to grab a Gita, yeah. Wonder if we shut those doors, might be better, just a bit less noise. Thanks, Aiden. Oh, that's better already, yeah. Yeah, we'll close it. That's better. Alright, so chapter 4, text 11. And this is on page... 197, yep. Can you, Chinad and Puri, would you be able to put this light on? Do you know where it is? I think it's the inside. Thanks, man. Okay, so chapter 4, text 11. Yeah, thanks. Can see much better. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yeyata mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham mamavatmanuvatante manushya partha sarvasya Yeyata mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham
Mama vatmanu vatante Manushya partha sarvasya Yeyatamam prapadyante Tam sataiva bhajamyaham Mama vatmanu vatante Manusya partha sarvasya Yeyatamam prapadyante Tam sataiva bhajamyaham Mama vatmanu vatante Manusya partha sarvasya Jeyatamam papadyante Tam stateva bhajamyaham Mama vatmanu vatante Manusya partha sarvasya Anybody else? No? Yeyatamam prapadyante Tamstateva bhajamyaham Mama vatmanu vatante Manusya partha sarvasya Yay. Can you just shut that door properly? Because it's much better with it closed. Yeah, close it right. It's much better for the noise there. That's better. Thank you. Yes, no fun. Be all serious. Actually, this is really fun. Yea, all who, yata, mum. Oh, sorry, as. Sorry. I'll just full disclosure, I'm really tired. I did an astrology reading today that went for 2 hours instead of 1 hour. And then I raced straight into the restaurant and served all day and did all kinds of managers. And then raced straight back here to give class. So, yeah. Well, I was in AC and the Lucid, so. That I can't take credit for it being hot, but yeah. So yeah, if I zone out a bit, okay, just wake me up. Hey. Alright, yata, as, mam, unto me, prapadyante, surrender, tan, them, tata, so, eva, certainly, bhajami, reward, aham, I, mama, my, vartma, path, anuvartante, follow, manusha, all men, but it means all people, all men and women, everybody, all men and women. And partha, O son of Pritha, Sahabasha, in all respects. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha. So we can take turns at reading. It's a very nice purport. We've got a second mic. Do you want to grab that second mic, and we can all just read, 4 or 5 lines. I'll start us off. Everyone is searching for Krishna in the different aspects of his manifestations. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is partially realized in his impersonal Brahma-Jyoti effulgence and as the all-pervading Supersoul dwelling within everything, including the particles of atoms.
But Krishna is fully realized only by his pure devotees. Consequently, Krishna is the object of everyone's realization. And thus anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's desires to have him.
In the transcendental attitude, just as the devotee wants him...
Oh, you skipped a line there, sorry.
Oh.
In the transcendental world.
Oh, yeah. In the transcendental world, also Krishna... I'm very terrible reader, but... Okay.
That's fine, you're doing fine.
Krishna reciprocates with his pure devotees in the transcendental attitude, just as the devotee wants him. One devotee may want Krishna as a supreme master, another as his personal friend, another as his son, and still another as his lover.
Krishna rewards all the devotees equally according to their different intensities of love for him. In the material world, the same reciprocations of feelings are there, and they are equally exchanged by the Lord with the different types of worshippers. The pure devotees, both here and in the transcendental abode, associate with him in person and are able to render personal service to the Lord and thus derive transcendental bliss in his loving service.
As for those who are impersonalists and who want to commit spiritual suicide by annihilating the individual existence of the living entity, Krishna helps also by absorbing them into his effulgence.
Such impersonalists do not agree to accept the eternal, blissful personality of Godhead. Consequently, they cannot relish the bliss of transcendental personal service to the Lord, having extinguished their individuality. Some of them who are not firmly situated even in the impersonal existence return to this material field to exhibit their dormant desires for activities.
They are not admitted into the spiritual planets, but they are again given a chance to act on the material planets. For those who are fruitive workers, the Lord awards the desired results of their prescribed duties, as the Yajne Svara, and those who are yogis seeking mystic powers are rewarded such powers. In other words, everyone is dependent for success upon his mercy alone, and all kinds of spiritual processes are but different degrees of success on the same path.
Unless therefore one comes to the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, all attempts remain imperfect as it's stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Akamaha sarva kamova moksha kama udaradhi tivrenam bhakti yogenam jajeta purusham param. Whether one is without desire... Oh, I'll just leave that part. Okay. Whether one is without desire, the condition of the devotees, or is desirous of all fruitive results, or is after liberation, one should with all efforts try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for complete perfection, culminating in Krishna consciousness.
Okay. All right, so this is a really foundational verse, this verse, and obviously there's many foundational verses in the Gita, 700 verses, but there's many, because it's the essence of the philosophy, there's many foundational verses. But this one particularly, you'll see Srila Prabhupada quotes it many times because you can apply it in so many different places. Just this idea that Krishna or God is reciprocating with our desire. he's giving what we want, what the living entities want, then he fulfills their desire. So it's a really foundational, like, things that are to do with like the relationship between God and the living entity, that describing that relationship is like foundational to the philosophy. You know, it's not like a detail of like, you know, what does a Brahmana do after he's done his sacrifice, and then, you know, something like that. This is like the actual foundation. Who are we? Who is this Lord? Who is the person we're talking about bhakti to? Who is that? And what is the nature of that relationship? So this is very foundational. That Krishna is saying here that as the living entities, however they act towards him, then he reciprocates. If they want to stay in this material world and work hard to get something and be something in this world and all that, then he's okay. Then his energies, he doesn't directly do it, but his energies give them that. There's one purport where Srila Prabhupada says that everyone is serving God. Everybody's serving God. So some are serving him directly and some are serving indirectly. So that indirectly is his energies, the material world, all those things. So if the living entities don't want to have a personal direct relationship with the Lord, then they can have a relationship with his energies. And this is what he's saying here. So in the purport, Prabhupada says this, the different ways that everyone's searching for Krishna, everyone's searching for God. Do you know who wrote this in the beginning of Krishna book? Who wrote this exact thing, that everybody is searching for Krishna? Does anybody know? He was in the most famous rock band of all time. Yeah, George Harrison wrote that. Yeah. You read that? Heard about, yeah. In the beginning of Krishna book, George Harrison sponsored the first printing of the Krishna book, and then he wrote a foreword. You'll see it there in the Krishna book, and he wrote exactly this: that everybody is searching for God, but they don't know it. They're looking for the most opulent, the riches, the beauty, the adventure, the wonderful. They're looking for that in this world, but they're all actually fully manifest, they fully exist in the existence of the Lord. And so everyone's actually relating to Krishna, everyone's relating to God, somewhere or another. And that's what Prabhupada says in the very first line of this purport. Everyone is searching for Krishna, searching for God in the different aspects of his manifestation. He's partially realized in his impersonal Brahma Jyoti, so just that spiritual light, that's beyond material reactions, and then he's more manifest as a super soul, and then more manifest. Everyone is satisfied according to one's desire to have him, and then in the transcendental world also he reciprocates with the pure devotees' transcendental attitude. So in the actual way that they want to exchange love with him, exchange affection with him, then he reciprocates in that way. He has everything within him, or every possibility of relationship exists within him. So he is able to relate in any way. You see? He is rasovai. He is the full, all rasa, all relationships are within him. And so the limitation in our relationship with God is not coming from God. It's coming from us. He has fully ability to fully love us more than we can even, and we're blocking. We're conditioned. We're habituated to try to play in that sandpit of the material world. So I have a question for you today. Usually I pose a question for everyone here. And my question today is, can you think of all the different ways that Krishna or God is reciprocating with us, with our desire? How is he reciprocating with us? And I actually prepared for this class while I was serving at Lucent. But so I have actually got some notes here and I've got some things, but I'm going to hand it over to you guys first. So what are some of the ways that Krishna is reciprocating? Reciprocating means somebody does something and then you reciprocate with that. So how is Krishna reciprocating with the living entities? What are some of the ways? We got the mic. Anybody want to start? Yeah.
I feel like he reciprocates when you delve deep into the spiritual path by taking away or aiding in reducing distractions. Yeah.
Very nice. Can I use that?
Can you use it?
I'll write that down. So next time I do the class, you're doing the work for me. I won't have to think next time. I'll have them already written. Takes away distractions when you go deeper in Krishna consciousness. But seriously, that's a fantastic. You feel that, right? When you become serious, it's like, oh, suddenly that thing's not a thing anymore. And we didn't make. That's all right. It's okay. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Do it. But suddenly it's just like, oh wow, I'm free from that because I became more serious. Very nice. Yes? You say? You have one? That's okay. There's a few in the purport. You can just say one of these if you like. We started very high here. You guys have been sick, right? For a couple of weeks now. Yeah.
I was going to say something that came to my mind was your body, which is something that you've been given in this life to utilize to go deeper in your relationship with God, if that's what you so please. But when you, in terms of how God reciprocates with you, whether something is for you or is not, like if you notice signs in your body, like sometimes the gut feeling, sometimes your health goes off, or things like that, or there's like a I don't know if this is the right word, like a visceral response to your environment and the things around you. That to me, at least personally, I find that is a way of feeling reciprocation and a way of being able to affirm whether something is for me in my life, beneficial, or if something is still for me, but it's a lesson there in, either, does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I was thinking too, as an extension of that, or along similar lines, that like Krishna reciprocates also with where we're situated. Like when we have good consciousness and we're thinking of the welfare of everyone, and we're in that, that spiritual consciousness where it's like, yes, I'm a servant of Krishna, I wish everyone best, I wish everybody could do well and could come up in their consciousness. And then if our consciousness falls into like, selfish kind of consciousness of whatever variety, that, that person's got X, Y, Z, whatever, why don't I have that? Like any kind of material kind of consciousness, we feel it in our body actually. Like you feel it's like, oh, I don't feel something. And if you, if you eat with a bad thought or something, you can't digest properly. It's literally, it's in your body. So I was thinking it's also a feedback on us. It's a feedback mechanism. We know if we've overeaten or eaten in wrong consciousness or done, even if we've thought a bad thought about someone or something, or especially if we said something, we feel, even physically we feel, oh, that's not right. And when we're in good consciousness, we actually physically feel like just peaceful in our body. Like, so yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. What's that? You can if you like. It's just that people watch on the internet, so then they can hear what we're saying.
Okay, so my experience is, when I chant, then Krishna reciprocates by creating more situations, either difficult or removing obstacles to help me chant more. So I am someone who chants better and with real authenticity when I am really in trouble. So, yeah, or else it's very mechanical.
Yeah.
So Krishna reciprocates with problems, and I would see those problems as nuisance before chanting, but ever since I've come to the chanting platform, I feel that chanting problems are the perfect fuel for chanting.
Very nice. Yeah. There was one verse that Srila Prabhupada quoted, and I don't know where it is. It's in Srimad Bhagavatam. But Srila Prabhupada quoted that about his own experience of when his business went, failed or went broke, whatever you say, like his business didn't succeed due to things outside of his control. Some other company took over the whatever, Bengal Chemical something. So he quotes this verse that when everything was taken away, then that's actually the special mercy of Krishna. Harishe Taddane something. That's all I remember. I just remember the Harishe part of it. I don't know the whole Sanskrit, but yeah, but that's the thing that Krishna actually says, when I really favor someone, then I take away everything. And then he says, then that person fully surrenders to me. Because he says, when I know that my devotee, in his heart, or her heart, in their heart, they really want to surrender to me, but there's this material thing that's kind of blocking them. Krishna says, then I'll take that away, so they can just fully surrender. He says that. So that's exactly the nice. I'll look up that verse. Hari says something. Prabhupada talks about it. Anything else?
Something I was reminded of was the saying that, like, when you're ready, your guru finds you. Like, yeah. So I feel like part of the way he reciprocates is he puts teachers in your life that help you advance on the path.
Yes.
I certainly have felt that experience.
And this is directly a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, right? Brahmanda Brahmite. Brahmanda means like the universe. Brahmanda Brahmite, like wandering through it. Kona, some, Bhagavan, very fortunate, Jiva, soul. Guru Krishna Prasadi. So Guru and Krishna's mercy. Guru Krishna Prasadi, Pai, receiving. Bhakti Lata, Bij. Bij means the seed of the Bhakti Lata. So it says that by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So in other words, it's like when Krishna is merciful to us, then he appears as the Guru, he gives the Guru. Literally, so that's a really good one. I hadn't thought of that. That's great. So he gives us the Guru when we're sincere. Right? When we're sincere, he gives us a Guru. Yep, something else. You guys want to share anything? You all right? Yeah? You got one?
Sometimes I'll have like an inner dialogue with Krishna, or there'll be certain situations where people will say something that's like an answer to a question that I've had, or I'll see something that's in line with what I'm asking, and it feels so potent, and then I kind of like know this is a sign. But there is a dialogue happening with Krishna there as well. I don't know if it makes sounds a bit wacky, but yeah.
Bit what?
Wacky or...
No. There's a material world is wacky. Don't worry. What we think is normal is actually wacky. No, this is actually normal. Having a relationship with Krishna and seeing Krishna's hand in things. That's our eternal position. That's actually right. Yeah. One story I could tell in that regard was once I was in India, and my spiritual master was giving a class on Prahlad Maharaj pastime. And I was kind of like, I don't know why I wasn't feeling so good. Maybe I was a bit sick, and I was sitting like right near the door. Like it wasn't even in. It was really packed, so I was kind of just sitting near the door, but I could hear him. And in my head, like I was kind of like, I wasn't in very good consciousness, and I was thinking, they were talking about the story of Prahlad Maharaj, and I was like, somehow I had this kind of doubt in my head, like, how is it that they're throwing their spears at this 5-year-old boy? They're throwing lances and all these things at this 5-year-old boy. Like, what? Like, how could he be okay? I was having this kind of doubt was going through my head. And then literally, like, I was just sitting there thinking, I was kind of spaced out. I wasn't really focusing on the class. I was half hearing, and in my head, I was kind of hearing my own head more than this class. And then suddenly my spiritual master starts talking about how through the Lord's potency, those tridents and spears, as they threw them, they turned into lotus flowers. And they were just like throwing lotus flowers at Prahlad. And then they'd throw a sword at him. They was getting so frustrated. So then they'd go to hit him with the sword, and that sword would turn into lotus flowers. Then they were throwing spears at him, and everything they threw at him turned into lotus flowers. So then by the time he just had this huge big pile of flowers around him. And I was like, wow, that's pretty far out. Because that was the exact thing that was going through my head, like how did that happen? And then he just answered it, like he just said right at that time. So I was like, okay, Krishna, fair enough. So that's a good one. That Krishna reciprocates, and that's very mystical, that Krishna can tell us what we need through other people. One of the things that's the sort of description of this bhakti tradition philosophy is called Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Has anyone heard of that? You've heard of that, yeah? You have a big smile. What does it mean? You want to tell us what it means? Yes. Yeah. Yes. Wow. Fantastic. Inconceivable, simultaneous oneness and difference with the Supreme. Right? So everything is inconceivably, simultaneously one with the Supreme and different from the Supreme. Right? That's a kind of pillar of Lord Chaitanya's philosophy. So in one sense we think, this devotee has just been a devotee for a few years or something. How could he speak? How could Krishna speak through him or her? But then in another sense, they're non-different from Krishna. They're connected to Krishna in a certain way. Now they're not Krishna. They're not supreme. They can't stop the sun rising, whatever. But in another sense, they're connected. So when you're connected, you're connected. So yeah, devotees can say things to us that are just like, super like relevant to our life. And, that's like, and they're not like Guru Maharaj or whatever, they're just devotees. But if they're practicing, then Krishna talks through them. Yeah. So that's definitely a way of reciprocating. Is there anything else? We've got about 15 minutes. I've got a couple I can share. Anybody else got any? Or I'll share some? Yeah? Wow. Once you get started, you're really getting on the flow.
I was thinking about the basis of the philosophy, the Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva.
Yeah.
Kind of as we were talking before about, the reciprocation, and it's kind of your perception of your external environment, and then the way your internal, your inner world responds to your, and then how they influence each other, and it's like a dance between the two. And it can be subtle and gross at the same time, it comes from the subtle and then it kind of appears out in your external and you make sense of it, and that was just a point I wanted to bring up as well, because I feel like that's it ties in for me personally. Like,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Sometimes you hear it said that like devotees' karma happens really, really fast, and that's kind of like an example. Like people who are in the material world, like just not interested in serving God or whatever. It's just like, no, I do this. The karma's kind of slow. Like this whole life, they have pretty good karma. They have a nice life and whatever, and then they get some reactions, and then next life they're getting some reactions. They might have some other form or whatever, and then like it kind of goes like that. But when you start chanting Hare Krishna and like what you're saying, that internal and external becomes much more connected. Like if you're not in the right, consciousness, then suddenly everything seems, it's not working, and why is that person talking to me funny and whatever, and it's us, our consciousness isn't right. And then we get right. It's like, I'm Krishna's servant. I'm meant to serve the devotees. I'm meant to have friendship with the devotees. This is actually the bliss of my life, chanting the holy name. And then everybody's smiling. So it's a more, sometimes said, spiritual life as a razor, like a razor's edge. It cuts very nicely. So in the same way, it's it's very good that you're aware of that, because that's the thing that we have to be able to kind of monitor. What is our self-talk? What is our thing? What's going on for us? Otherwise, we think, that's their fault, theirs fault. Then, don't go there. But on the internet, there's plenty of people who are practiced bhakti or whatever, but are in that mood of like, I was hard done by this and this and that, and you don't want to be in that place. You want to be in the place that, no, my internal world is manifesting this. We need to be in that. That's the reality. Even without bhakti, right? So many self-help books, they say that, the success mindset and all this kind of stuff. But when you come in contact with Krishna consciousness and chanting, it's just very immediate. It just becomes more clear that the inner world, the outer world's connected. So that's a good point. It's almost out of time. So one thing is that Krishna reciprocates with us spiritually as well. Prabhupada talked about this in the purport. Krishna reciprocates with the liberated soul as well as the material soul, as well as the sadhaka. So we're sadhakas, we're doing sadhana bhakti. But even when we're liberated, Krishna still reciprocates. So some of the souls want to be in Vaikuntha with Lord Narayan, to see the Lord as the all-powerful, the source of all energies in that relationship. The Lord, He's the Lord, that's Vaikuntha. And then there's Ayodhya, where it's a bit more close. Lord Ram is there, and he's the king. And then you go to Mathura, you go to, Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, it's more. The relationships are more. There's relationships of parenthood. There's no, in Vaikuntha, Lord Vishnu doesn't have parents. He's the eternal Lord. But in Vrindavan, we have the poster here, Mother Yashoda. Krishna is there, like we're doing Damodar prayers. And then Krishna has friends. You can be friend with the Lord. So he also reciprocates on the liberated platform, spiritually as well. Not just in this world. That's just the lower level of reciprocation. That's mainly what we've talked about and in our process. But when we're liberated, then also, according to how we desire to serve the Lord, then we can serve Him in that way. Right? Krishna reciprocates with the love and affection with which we chant His holy name. If we chant His holy name just thinking that, I have to do this is a chore, I have to get this done because I said I would or whatever, blah, 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 then Krishna reciprocates in that same way. He had the experience for him is the same. Like if you go to see your mother or something and you just, hi Mama, I'm here to see you, I haven't seen you in 5 years, but here I am, okay, I came to see you, fine. Then you turn the TV on and watch your favourite show or whatever and just turn your back to your mum. So that time of chanting is our time with Krishna, and how we how we approach that, we approach the holy name, in Krishna's holy name, Krishna will reciprocate with us. If we put our love, our energy, our prayer, please Krishna, I want to serve you, Srimati Radharani, Krishna, can I serve you? And Prabhupada gave that, he wrote the meaning of the Maha Mantra, this chant is a prayer to, my dear Lord, my dear energy, Lord, please engage me in your service. Please allow me to assist in your ecstatic service, your ecstatic existence. So when we chant with that mood, then Krishna reciprocates with that. So that's one thing we have to, if we want that reciprocation, if we want, we hear about these devotees that are chanting the holy name, and they're crying in ecstasy. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam, there's that verse that if when you chant the holy name of the Lord, the tears don't start coming from your eyes, and you don't start shaking and quivering in spiritual ecstasy, then it's like your heart is like in a steel frame. It's like your heart is like encased. No. That's a Bhagavatam is saying that. That's a verse in Bhagavatam. So we know that that's the perfection of chanting. That's the liberated platform. When our soul is purely chanting for God, it's like completely overwhelming for the soul. We can read about that. So knowing that, we have to get to that level. It takes a long time and attention, but we have to try to engage our feelings, our emotion in that by praying while we're chanting, trying to really hear clearly, meditating on that sound. This is Krishna's name, this is God's name. I'm trying to serve Him. I'm trying to serve you, my Lord, nicely through offering of this name. The more we do that, then we'll feel a taste, we'll feel an enjoyment from that, And while ever we're chanting with just sort of like, I'm just doing this, and Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Then like Krishna's like, okay, yayatam mam prapadante. As you approach me, I reciprocate in kind. So, and then we say, I have no taste for chanting. Krishna's not giving me any taste for chanting. What taste are you giving to Him? What are you putting into the chanting? So he definitely reciprocates with the chanting. And another way I thought that Krishna, he actually reciprocates by actually having different religions in the world, which is pretty far out. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that when I see all the different religions, I just think, wow, that's amazing, the different ways that people are glorifying my Lord. This is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's vision, super broad vision. He didn't see different religions, he just saw the same thing, service, love being offered to the Lord in different ways. So that's also one way that Krishna reciprocates. If somebody wants to live in a certain way and have certain habits, but also worship the Lord, and he says, okay, here you go. There's a religion for you. You can do those things and that, and you make some progress while doing that. So he's reciprocating through even having different religions. He's reciprocating through having different bodies. If someone wants to taste the flesh and blood, and then they can come as a tiger, no problem. Krishna's reciprocating. And somebody wants to serve others and help the Lord in His mission, they can become a demigod, go to the high region. So He's reciprocating by giving us different bodies as well. He reciprocates with the hard work of the materialist. Somebody works hard, Krishna gives that results. He reciprocates with devotees who want to spread Krishna consciousness to others. If you want to spread Krishna consciousness and share it with others, then Krishna will facilitate that. So he definitely reciprocates with that, right? He says that in Gita. And what else? Is there any other points, you guys? Yeah? Yeah, definitely karma's that, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Were you here when I did those 3 talks on karma? No, you weren't here then. I was like, you were here, weren't you? No? Remember when we first started that bhakti thing down in the Goshala and we did those 3 weeks, remember? That was like when you guys first came, right? Yeah. Last year though, right? Not this year. Yeah, it was like more than a year ago. Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. That's classic. That's what you remember about. That was the poster, yeah. And it was Vishnu like in this lake down here, like kind of like in the lake. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was a poster. Yeah, but it was in the lake. Not in the lake, but I mean the lake was superimposed over the lake. No, he wasn't like swimming around. But yes, that's right. Wow, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? Like a year and a bit ago. It's crazy. But anyway, in that course, we all, few of us, there was Partha and Panchali, wasn't it? They were here. And Ikshvaku and Dharma and KG, myself, and is that 5? No, I wasn't remember. She wasn't here then. That was 4, yeah, maybe Monday to Thursday. We had one each day for 3 weeks. Anyway, sorry, we're just reminiscing here. But anyway, there was 3 weeks. So I did a presentation on karma, and the first one was just the science of karma, like the mechanics of karma. And the second one was karma as, like basically karma as a reciprocation, this kind of thing. And the third one was karma as love. And that was like, he loves us, that's why we get bad reactions to things. Just kind of like that feeling in the body thing, like, right, the Lord loves us, and that's why when we're off the track of where our soul wants to be, we suffer. Because he's telling us, no, this is not in line with your true nature. Try something else. Like you're driving along the road, and if you start to go off the track, you fall asleep, you go off track, there's little things, what are they called? Audible lines. Yeah, those little things. That's karma, it's like that. It's just telling you, no, you're not. That's, so yeah, definitely. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, we should do it. Yeah, we can do it. I have slides and everything. Oh, we could do that on 3 Thursdays. Because it's super cool, yeah. Is there anything else? I just want to finish with, this is a bit of an extension of this whole concept, but just to extend it a little bit and think that Krishna is in the position of the protector, and he's the leader. So in terms of masculine, feminine, we are all feminine, right? Spiritually. I don't get too weird here, but spiritually we're all in the feminine position, all of us, spiritually. Does that make sense? And Krishna's the masculine, but notice that even though he's in the masculine position, he's reciprocating with the mood of the feminine. Does that make sense? Sometimes I hear like people say, once I heard recently, and I was married, and isn't it that like my wife should just do everything I say, and I have to set the tone with everything, or something, some of this kind of idea. And I think if you look at these archetypal principles, Krishna, the supreme Purusha, the supreme masculine, how he deals with us, who are his energy, where he's feminine. He actually lets us set the tone. So this is a kind of a deeper point, but if we contemplate it, we'll see, how deep this is, this verse, that where you can apply it in deeply, that even if you're in that position of being the one giving protection and shelter, like even if you're a mother with children or a teacher with students, or whenever you're in a position of sheltering others, you have to see that they are the ones who are going to, according to how they're feeling is what you can do. It's not according to what you want to do. You're working with them. How are they feeling today? How are they doing? Then even though, do you see what I mean? Like you're in the superior position, say teacher and student, for example. So the teacher's in the superior position. Like they're the one that brings the resources. They make the lesson plan, everything else like that. And then the students are following on with that. But the teacher can only do what, according to the students what they can do. So anyway, you can meditate and think about this, but it's a deep point. It goes through the whole universe actually. So being the leader position that's giving protection to everyone doesn't mean that you're like, that's called a dictator. That's not a leader. You see what I'm saying? That's a dictator. You're the leader, but then everything has to be how you want. But I'm just showing, Krishna is the opposite. He's the leader. He's the source of everything. And he's saying right here in this verse, I reciprocate with how you approach me. How you approach me, then I'll reciprocate with you. So, interesting. Yes, sir. Did I say something wrong?
No. I know we're close on time, so I want to...
That's okay. There's nobody here starting singing.
There's two things I want to bring up. The first is a quote that I heard a while ago. I think my friend told me. How Krishna is, God is the supreme controller, the proprietor, he's the controller, but then who controls God?
Yes.
And that's Radharani, or the feminine.
Yes.
And I always think about that, and I'm like, that is so sweet to me.
Yeah,
I think it's very sweet, because then it's that dance
exactly.
again.
Yeah.
And it's like that image of like the yin
and
and the yang,
exactly.
and constantly just...
And that's really unique to Vaishnavism, that the Lord is masculine and feminine together, and it's the interplay of the masculine and the feminine that makes the Lord. That's what the Lord is. Prabhupada says, there's no meaning to Krishna without Radharani. There's no meaning to Radharani without Krishna. It's yin-yang. So it's very unique. We should really cherish that, because other traditions and conceptions of divinity in other religions, I don't very, very lightly touch on this. Maybe Mother Mary, as the feminine figure. There's a little something. There's a few things, but it's fully developed. This idea of God being masculine and feminine both together in Vaishnavism. And the second point?
And the second one was you were mentioning before about how we can manifest from our inner worlds, and then it's sort of
we do continually. Yeah.
And I think with modern kind of or Western meditation stuff, like what you would see on Instagram or something, I feel like there is that yes, there's truth to it, but if it's not in that I think there's it's like a natural progression to become aware of that co-creation that you're in, but then to think that you're the one that's actually the one that's the powerful one in it. I think that's where you can fall short, and then the progression would be to then realize, actually, like the guy is the guy, like, and we're co-creating together. But
100%. Super nice verse. Chapter 8, verse, I want to say, oh God, Krishna, what is it? What is it? Actually, I don't even know. But the Sanskrit is Adishtanam Tatakata Karanam Chapitaguna. And it's the 5 factors of action. If you just Googled it, the 5 factors of action in Bhagavad-gita, you'll find it. And those 5 factors are literally like our body, what we're trying to do, the situation, the senses, and then ultimately the super soul. So it's a really nice, like you said, it's that interplay. It's like, what you want to do, how healthy your body is, everything, that's all a factor. And then ultimately it's like, okay, the super soul says, whether you've done the karmas, you've done the good activities to be able to deserve that or not, so it's that interplay. It's not, so that's a good point, that if it comes back to a selfish sort of philosophy, and that's also where things like, I'm just going to speak my truth, and this is my way, and I'm going to stand up for myself. Like there is a utility for those things. Sometimes you do need to stand up for yourself with people who are abusing you and so forth. But it's not the final thing, because when you take that too far, it just becomes I'm the center of the universe, and then everyone else is like, okay, enjoy your universe kind of thing. Is not really attractive to other people. So nice. All right, thanks for the discussion. Any final point? I think we're going to do Dhammarashtakam now. Yeah. Okay, Jai. Bhagavad-gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you.